welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm Donna.
Anna.
Pleased to meet you,
Anna.
Anna.
Thank you for booking a lesson with us.
I'm kind of excited. I'm not very good, but I figure anything I can do to improve will really make a difference for me.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where do you live? What do you do? Hobbies?
Yes, I live within 10 minutes of this course, so this is a really good location for me. I work part-time for pay and part-time to babysit grandkids, so I'm pretty busy full-time most of the week.
Okay.
Everybody's out of the house except my husband and I, so I've got time on my hands. I'd like to play golf as I retire.
Okay, and what do you do?
I'm a physical therapist.
Physical therapist, okay, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So you've seen a lot of different types of injuries and people recovering from injuries?
I would say golf is mostly shoulders and elbows that I see. I'm an upper extremity specialist, so I hear that story a lot. Most of what I'm doing, though, is seeing them post-op, and then they're talking about golf from the first day I meet them. When can I play?
When can I get back?
Yeah, it's fun.
What about a sport? What other sports did you play?
I was not a ball girl. I rode horses, I swam, I ran. Those were the kinds of things I did. So ball sports are kind of somewhat new to me.
Ball sport isn't critical. Like the fact that you rode horses, you have a balance thing going on there.
Yeah.
There's a balance on the horse and the horse gait and all that. So that's very important in golf. Running is that heel to toe thing, and when we transfer weight. So when we get to that component, we can talk about how you transfer weight, and we can use some of those. A lot of people don't think that they play sports that relate, but a lot of sports relate. Even paddleball.
Yeah.
Or pickleball.
Yes.
It all relates.
Yeah. Good. Good.
Yeah. And then, how about physical fitness? Like, how do you feel? Do you have any injuries yourself that I should know about?
No, I would say that I'm pretty okay. I would say that I've got crankiness in my body at 66, but that I think is just related to something new. So if I start in the spring with golf, I might feel some sore muscles. If I do anything
today, you're fine.
Today I'm fine.
And should anything hurt, you would let me know right away.
Yes, I certainly would.
We will stop doing that, whatever it is. But we are going to do a little bit of assessment. I'm going to do a TPI assessment on you. You don't have to be at attention. The first part of the assessment, and this is considered part of the warm-up, is I want you to turn your head as far as you can to your shoulders. And what I'm looking for is flexibility in your neck.
Yeah.
Now I see something on your neck. Oh, that's yours.
Okay.
Yeah. So you do have more flexibility this way than that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that I'm kind of...
Okay, and now I want you to take your arm behind your ear. Oh, good flexibility there. The other one? Good, good. Okay, now what we're going to do, and I'm going to borrow one of your gloves. Take this one. Is I want to see, you're going to crisscross your arm. I want to see just your upper half move, but not your hips.
Okay.
Good. So that's not bad flexibility. You feel that?
Yeah.
That's a golf thing.
Yeah, it feels really good.
Feels good. Stretch it out, because that's important. Okay. And then now I want you to move just your waist and not your shoulders.
Okay.
Can you do that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can.
There you
Awesome flexibility.
Yeah.
You must practice this. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to take that from you.
Yeah.
How about touching your toes? So you must practice what you preach as a physical therapist.
I made a point of not being a smoking cardiologist. And it's a lot of work, right? It's the same for everybody. There's nothing about doing this stuff that's...
Makes you fit, right.
I know.
So no yoga?
I do a little bit of yoga, not regularly, maybe once in a while.
Okay.
But I did it regularly a year ago, and it really loosened me up.
It does. Yeah.
And I lift weights.
And you lift weights, so that's another sport. You realize that, right?
Yeah. I didn't even think about it. You're right. And I cycle, but it's not really the season yet.
Another sport. There you go. All right. So, all right, we're gonna do some knees. I like the knee swivel. This is part of. I have a knee replacement.
Do you really?
I do. Full knee replacement, and it took me a long time to be able to squat this low. And most people with a knee replacement can't get that low.
Yeah. Only my dairy farmers.
Yeah. Because they have to get that low. Awesome.
But I never thought about this as being kind of one of the things that I'm going to need to be willing to kind of
because your knees are involved. You know, a lot of people don't realize that, but they are.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're doing a full swing thing, but if you had to pick a club in your bag, what club would be of interest to you, and what concern do you have?
So
Because I'm going to get that one out so you can do the rest of your warm-up with it.
I'm going to say the 8-iron, only because I think I have potential with it, and if I go to a 7, I'm unlikely to hit anything.
All right, so these clubs, I'm going to ask you about your equipment now.
Yeah.
These clubs look brand new. Did you
They
get
are.
fitted for these?
I didn't get fitted. What I was playing with was anything anybody gave me, and they were all men's, and I was...
Stainless steel?
Yeah,
Yes.
some of them were, but I had to choke up so much on them that I decided that if I'm really going to learn, I need to have women's clubs. So I bought a set of women's clubs, petite.
Okay, yeah,
And,
love it.
yep.
You're 5 foot
I'm 5'2".
2. Okay, you're a teeny bit shorter.
Yeah,
than me,
so they
but
took a
yes.
standard women's club and they took an inch off in order to make it a petite set, and that's why I ended up with the new grip.
This is actually a really good starter set. I love Ping, and they look brand new. So I don't know if they were used.
They
new
were brand new out of the box, yeah,
Love it,
because
love
I
it.
wasn't patient enough to wait and find something.
So I want you to start with just a basic swing, and this is just part of warm up because
Okay.
if we're going to do full swing, I don't want to start you with a full swing and your back isn't ready and your body isn't ready.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can also do some twists and stuff like that so that we have that ability. Yeah.
Okay.
And tell me what's going on with your 8-iron and what you think you would like to do. We're going to talk about your long-term goal and your short-term goals as well, but what's going on with this club?
So my problem with all of my hitting, and I'm not really, I don't think I have my swing dynamics down, is I often will hit the ground before I'm at the ball, so my placement isn't right.
Okay.
And that's here and there, you know.
So
The second thing is I just don't go up in the air a lot of the times. I might once in a while, but I
lift.
do a very low. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Yeah, and so I know that what I'm doing just isn't getting the setup correct enough that I'm actually pushing the ball out and
Okay.
up at the same time. So launch or whatever you want to call it. I'm not good with the
yeah,
language.
no, yeah, and we'll talk. Yeah. So each club is designed by physics, and each club has a different angle of attack. And you're right; they're going to have off the face of the club. You're going to get a different angle of launch.
Yeah.
So we'll work on that. But let me ask you about your golf history. You've golfed for how long?
Once a year for 5 years maybe.
Okay.
Only with groups of women who were just ready for a day of laughter. And
Okay.
And then last year I think I got out 3 times, but I have had a hard time finding people
To golf with.
who are
I've heard
beginners.
this story before.
And I have a large group of women who are always interested, but then it's just trying to get them together. They just aren't, they get a little nervous, the anxiety.
Yeah.
And I'm the one I can lift over that a little bit even though I'm still anxious. And I get very anxious when I'm surrounded by men
Yeah.
who look like they know what they're doing.
Okay. And trust me, that's not always the case. All right. So your long-term goal for golf is what? Play in tournaments, play leisurely with your friends.
I'm willing to do both. I
Okay.
did
you have a competitive side then.
I don't know, but I like the structure of it and the date and the commitment. As opposed to kind of your week's wide open and everybody's making up their mind and changing their mind. Sometimes having those things on my calendar give me something to plan for and then work toward.
Okay. I have some ideas for you, and one of them is the LPGA Amateur Baltimore chapter, which I'm in. They play, they have very structured, they're fun, but we'll talk more about that.
Okay, when you think I'm ready.
Anytime. They're
Okay.
fun. You don't have to worry about it. Then let's talk about when you do go out. Do you keep score? Do you know what your average score is, or?
I would say no, I don't. I can occasionally hit at a hole, go 2 over what the par is.
Okay.
I've tried to make a goal of 2 putts on the green.
Okay. Have you taken a putting lesson?
No.
No. Okay.
So all of this is fresh for
All
me.
new. Okay.
Where I need distance, I need to get up on it. I don't get to the green fast enough to be able to even get close to scoring. And I'm trying to pick the ball up and just walk on to the next green if there are people behind me. And I
Right, 'cause
usually
you
have to
feel
do that.
pressure. Right.
Yeah, but if I can pick it up on the fairway because I've had a couple of lousy shots, I'll walk up to the green and get a chance to to pitch and putt?
So we're going to look at the long-term goal as for you to be more confident in your game and to get out there more often. Do you have time to practice?
I do. I think what I can do is commit to at least 2 days a week of practice.
Okay, I like that.
And then if I can, maybe 1, maybe 2 times a week, either through a league or a group or something, getting on the course.
Getting on the course.
Even
Okay.
if it's just 3 par.
All right, I love it. I love it.
Which sounds like a lot, so I'm hoping to make that.
I want to see, I'm going to give you 5 or 6 balls, and I want to see what you do with your 8-iron. I want to see how you approach hitting, so I can see what we need to adjust so that you make contact. Obviously, I want to set a short-term goal, a SMART goal today, which, we'll see what you're doing to see
what that'll be.
We're not going to be in this. This is just the area. You're going to back up because I don't want you hitting in this weird little trench.
Yeah.
All right?
Got it.
So I'm going to let you do that setup like this.
And do you want me to do a full swing?
Yep, if you're ready.
Okay, well,
Let me see how you full swing.
let me practice a full swing for you. How's that sound?
Okay.
Now that I often do.
All right.
And I feel I hit the ground
The
before,
ground before, okay.
the ball.
I'm
Yep.
going to stand behind you. I want to see what you look like from this angle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead, take another ball.
That just threw me off balance a little bit, so I could tell that I wasn't swinging where I should be. Well, anyway, you'll help me. I know you will.
I hope to. So, I do see a few. You've hit like 5 balls. I see some inconsistencies, and I think part of it is setup, and part of it is understanding where your club is and where you are in relationship to the ball.
Okay.
So there's a couple things that we do to help with that. In your setup, obviously, I'm going to make a tee out of this. Okay, this is a tee, right? All right, move your foot one second. If you were looking at where the placement of this ball should be, and you have a 8-iron,
Yes.
okay, typically you're going to stand, this is dead center, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're dead center. An 8-iron is going to be closer to your front foot.
Okay.
Okay. Now you're not going to move your front foot. No. Well,
Oh,
you
okay.
can do that.
All right.
But basically, you want the ball not dead center.
Okay. Got the idea.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things that we do with these. You see these alignment sticks. You probably see people with them, and you're like wondering, what the heck
Yeah,
are those for?
and I can always use a club.
Right. You can use a club. Absolutely.
So my 9 goes here.
Your
My
9
8's going to
goes
go a
dead
little.
center, typically. But every person's different, so your swing dynamic may change that to be more.
Okay.
The second thing is your setup. Let's see your grip. Okay, grip looks good.
Okay.
Now, your distance away. You look like this should almost be at your belly button, so we want to raise you a little bit. Okay? And you may want to back up a teeny bit because it looks like you're tight in here. Now that looks like a much
I feel like I've
better
got more
stance.
room.
More
Yeah.
room, right? Okay, and then I always do a practice swing. Now, when I'm out on the grass, I can see when I scuff the ground where I'm going to hit.
Yeah.
On carpet, it's hard to see, so I do a practice swing behind the ball first.
Okay.
This is all part of setup. So I think that our goal today is to get a proper setup for an 8-iron. Would you agree?
I think that's a great idea.
And then you be able to do that setup every time without me or anybody telling you how to set it up.
Super.
Every club in your bag is a tool, and every tool is going to have a different setup because they're all different lengths.
Yeah.
So your 8-iron, you got to remember, once we find the sweet spot, it's going to fly. Now, the first hit I want you to do is going to be 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Not even a full swing. So step up, put it a little bit, now you're too close. Right? Where should you be?
Let me-
Remember, you want
me
some
help me
room between
find
your
it.
hand
Yeah.
and your body, right? All right.
Yes, I'm getting way too close. I can feel
There
it.
you go. Now, let's see how that flies.
And you said 9 to 3.
9 to 3. Okay.
Let's try
Do
it
it
again.
again.
Yep.
That's okay. This is part of the learning process. Where in our stance does this club need to be and that ball need to be in your stance?
I'm not worried. I know that I do those types of things, and you might as well see it and help me.
Yep. So, sometimes what we do is we always start dead center and move towards one foot or the other.
Okay.
Take your step.
And then how do I find
The
the back position? How far should my club be in front of me? Should I dangle my hands
that's a
or
funny thing you should ask.
because
my
I think
rule of thumb for me, when I'm in doubt, is I put it on my knee.
and if
Club
it
faces on my knee. That's my distance.
okay. All right, that would be an easy. And that's true of all clubs?
For me, it is. So if you can't lay that on the top of your knee, you're too close.
Yeah.
That's your thought.
Wow. Yeah, look at me. I'm just way
Yeah. So let's move you closer to out of that weird divot thing.
yeah.
Closer to here. Okay.
Okay.
Now put it above your knee, so you got some room. Yep, a little more. You can back up a teeny bit. There you go. Now try your swing.
I'll bet you I've been too close all along.
Maybe you do want to hinge at the waist, and you want to stay hinged.
I felt like I had space. That's
What did it feel like?
Like I had some space. So
Space.
I'm starting to get on the right track a little
Yes.
bit with kind of feeling like there's room to actually do something. And then should my club be underneath my armpit or more
Yep.
toward the center?
At impact, your club will be straight.
Okay, got it.
Back up a teeny bit. Okay, there you go. Now the face, you want this face to be at this angle. At
Oh,
impact.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's square. If the face of the club turns this way, the ball's going to go
Got it.
that way. If the face is that way, the ball's going to go left.
Let's see what Donna can do.
Let's see what you can do, Miss Donna. And there's a rhythm to golf, a 1, 2, 3 kind of rhythm, and you just hit. How's that?
Wow, put a little space in there.
Put a little space in there, right? Let's try it again.
Look at that
Let's
change.
See if you can repeat it 4 or 5 times. Your setup is correct.
Yes.
That's your SMART goal today.
All right, I love that.
And you're not even going all the way up. Let's try one all the way up if you can. A full swing.
Okay. Oh, stop.
Oh, stop it. Is that all you needed to do, right? Is that sweet?
Now I have to do
You
is
love the sound?
800 more times just like that.
What's the sound it made? Right? You're going to do a few more. I want to make sure that you...
One
know
was
how to
good
play.
enough for me.
So ball position is a key, right?
Isn't that funny? Stop on a good note.
Oh, you're not stopping. We got to hit at least 5 or 6. Okay, a little bit of ground,
Yep, I felt
and
it.
that's okay. Sometimes a practice swing will help with that, so you know where you are.
Yep, again. I'm
Okay.
a little bit off, and I'm
Little
not
bit
quite
off.
sure.
So what's off? What do we need to do?
I think I need to move the ball in
In
toward the
towards
center
there.
a little
Okay,
bit more.
Get the space, but get the ball in. Yeah, it's not going to be where your driver is, that's for certain. Yeah, you got some height on it.
But
It's not bad.
the face was off. Very similar. Yep.
Let's move it. Okay, make sure this is on your knee because you're too close again.
Okay.
All right. Now, it feels like you're leaning a little too forward, but that could be because you have new clubs and we're getting used to these, the shorter, petite clubs.
Or I'm not bending my knees enough.
So one of the things I like to tell people when they're first learning is pretend like you have like horse blinders on.
Okay.
Like this. And when you hit the ball, you don't see anything else but that ball.
Okay.
Okay? Until it's gone, then you look up.
All right. except to aim, which I often
we'll talk
forget.
about aim the next lesson. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to make sure you have that contact and the feel, the sound of how you want this ball to be hit.
Yeah,
If you can repeat that, that's awesome.
it would be awesome.
There you go. How'd that feel?
Much better. I can tell it hit the club in a new space. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
I think I'm just not managing to get the setup so that the club will do what
Yeah.
it's supposed to do.
And practice is key. I have wiffle balls. I practice in my house through a 30-inch doorway
Oh, how fun.
with a wiffle ball. My wife hates it, but it is what it is. It's raining out. I'm inside with a wiffle ball. Look at that.
Yeah, and I tried a lot less hard and I got more out of it.
So the effort,
Get out of my head. Get out of my head, Donna.
and there's a when you're in a lesson and a lot is going on, the instructor's telling you all this stuff, and then there's just the execution of doing it and it feeling effortless. The sound it makes, the way it feels, repeat that.
Yeah.
And don't get down on yourself. You have ample talent. Now it's a matter of, can we repeat? This is a business process. We're trying to take all the unnecessary steps out of it and repeat it. It's
Yes.
in the right spot.
This is piano practice,
Over and over and over.
right?
So it's the scales,
and if you
right?
if you expect yourself to do it the first 3 times, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah. How many
right?
times did you play the scales?
Rarely. That's why I was never particularly good. But I understood the concept.
Yeah.
I mean, this is honest golf that we're doing today, right? Honest lesson. I offload all my truths about my piano experience.
It's okay. What stays in golf stays in golf.
I like that idea. I just think everything you want to learn, you've got to be willing to practice, right?
Absolutely. Love it. All right, I am calling this a success. Now, it's
Okay.
can you repeat it on your own? So, practice at home. You said you're only about 10 minutes from here, so you can come and get balls at any time and practice this setup. If you need a couple of these sticks, my mentor gave me this, Nancy Q, but you can go to Home Depot and buy the orange ones.
Yeah.
And they're going to help you with that.
Okay.
Alignment. You
Yes.
can put them as a tee,
Right.
you can put them as railroad tracks, but it's really key that every club where that spot is for you. So
Yes.
Our issue with the 8-iron was we weren't hitting the height we wanted, and now
Yes.
how many did you just hit?
I don't know, but I had more in the air than I've seen in 2 weeks.
So success.
So, yes, good
so
success
I call
for me.
that SMART goal successful. And for your long-term goal, to be able to play and not feel intimidated. Some of that intimidation is just because there's so many men. 95% of the people that come here are men, but I tell them to get out of my way. So we have to have that confidence that we can play. And to get that, you have to know your tools.
Yes.
And part of that is practicing with every tool in your bag.
Yeah. Okay.
All right?
I got a plan.
I hope you love the lesson. Is there
Thank you
anything I
so
could have done
much.
differently?
I know this has more than met my expectations. There's so much to learn, but I had to do something so simple that I could at least go away today and repeat it.
And if you go back to basics, grip, stance, ball position, those are basics every
Yeah.
time. Grip, stance, ball position. This is my 8-iron. I know where it's supposed to be in my stance.
Okay.
And sometimes it's just like lay the club on the knee. That's simple.
Find some landmarks that you can use.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
I
what a
really
treat. Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Ann. I really
We will
appreciate you
schedule
being willing
another
to take
lesson
a
and we'll
newbie.
talk about aiming
Yeah,
next
all right.
time.
Aiming's good.